Hello, it's LaShawn from Rooted and Reckless, and today we are going to do a rinse and repeat on this Monstera that is in hydroponics. It has done very well since this transition. It's been in hydroponics for, I don't know, maybe a couple months now, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. I'll do a double check and put it up here on the screen somewhere. But I'm excited because it did literally push out its first new leaf, which wasn't a great looking leaf. I'll show it to you once I take it out of this pot, because half of the leaf was actually dead before it unfurled. So I just took it off and then it unfurled a half of a leaf. So, but it does have, I don't know if this is a fenestration or not, but anyway, we're going to get started. And the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to dump these LECA. And in doing that, the next thing we'll do is inspect the roots. Ooh, lots of roots. So, as I mentioned before, this was totally in soil before I transitioned it to LECA. And it has done very well. It just has pushed out one new leaf. It's starting to push out some new, you can see these new little bumps here. All of this has happened in the last week. So it's done nothing but focus on the roots up until last week. And, you know, some of these roots I think are gonna rot off and fall off. I'm waiting for that to happen. But we're going to do a rinse of this, and I'm going to do a root inspection with you. But first things first, let me take this. I think that's all. I'm going to rinse all of these LECA balls off. We're going to reuse them, get rid of any of the old roots. But a lot of these roots are actually new. And they have grown. In fact, the majority of these roots are new. I'm going to see if I can find an old picture of the roots before. But a lot of these are new roots that are here. And if you look at them closely, you can see that they look really healthy. And then it has one aerial root, which is why it's brown here, but then it turns into a soil root. It, you know, goes into the soil, but it's an aerial root up here. So this looks really good that have just been added. But you can also see some of them are rotting because they are not water roots. So that is normally what I expected as well. So I'm going to try to cut some of that off. You can see here is the roots of this. So we'll be cutting off like this, some of these roots that are rotten. But like I said, a lot of these roots are actually new roots. So I don't know if I should be cutting these back. But we might be doing some of that today. Yeah, see? So I'm going to rinse these roots off, and we might be cutting some of them back. A lot of them look really good, but like I said, see, they're just, some of them are just falling off. So let's see what naturally falls off when we do our rinse. And then I'm also going to rinse these LECA balls, and we're going to add new water and nutrients. Yeah, go from there. And then before I do that, let me just show you the new leaf. So here it is. As I mentioned, it's a half of a leaf because the other part before it unfurled was already like black. So I just cut it off. It was very easy. And then the rest of the leaf unfurled. But I'm excited because again, this is the newest leaf that has come out. And then you can see it also has these new nodes that are pushing out as well. So very happy about that. Plant overall, existing leaves look pretty good. Here's an existing leaf. This is, I believe, one of the older leaves. And then, you know, these are the ones that were there before. So this is a baby plant almost. So this one also got damaged when I was doing the transition from soil to palm. When I initially took it out, it got a little damaged, but everything else looks pretty good. All right, let's get these roots rinsed and these LECA balls rinsed, and then we'll get it transferred back into the glass container. All right, so I have rinsed all the LECA balls, soaked them for a bit, and I have really inspected the roots, and I rinsed the roots as well. And overall, it looks really good. Like all of these, and I'll put a picture up, these green and white are all new water roots that have just developed. There's really only a little bit of the darker brown roots. A lot of them actually came off on their own, and I'll show you a picture of that. And that happened the last time that I did a rinse and updated the water as well. So I'm going to just clip off a little bit, but otherwise I am not going to do any major clipping of these roots, because after I rinse them, they do look a lot better than I thought they did. And I imagine that over time, more of these roots will turn to this greener. I don't know if you could see that, but the green and the white are the newer water roots. But like I said, the majority of these roots actually developed in the last couple of months. So with that, I am going to spend a little bit of time just clipping off. I got some clean. It's not really that much. It's just going to be a couple of little areas where I am clipping, where I see like it's looking a little dark. I'm also checking to make sure that everywhere that I'm not clipping is firm. As long as it's firm, it's good. And like I said, some of this will just break off on its own. And that's why it's important for me to continue to do these checks periodically, just so that I could swap out the water so there's not like rotted root that has broken off in there. Yeah, so I don't know if you could see this, but I'm literally just pressing the roots, feeling for any kind of mushiness. I just see like another little area. I mean, literally I'm making the smallest little cuts at the end where I might see like it's black. Like this one, I will probably end up cutting the whole thing. Just because it was a little firm, but I could tell that that is not a water root. That's one of the earlier beginning roots. Yeah, see that one like broke off as I was feeling it. So, and again, very normal. I expected that will happen. And then when you see the picture, you will see the roots that were black, that were rotted, that came off. And some of these are not. That one I just pulled off was not rotted. It was just a very baby root, so it was young. But these really do look really good. And you'll have the picture up so you could see, okay, like here's a piece that is rotted, or it looks like it will be. It's brown. But overall, the roots look really good. And I am not really that concerned that they're just rotting away. And I kind of didn't think they would be. You won't get a new leaf after 4 weeks if the majority of the roots were rotting. So, yeah, I think these all look really, really good. So very little was cut. And like I said, I rinsed them, and I did not soak it in hydrogen peroxide, which is something that I would have done if I was worried about root rot, but I'm not. So again, I rinsed these, soaked them for a bit, and now we're going to fill it up. Out the roots so that they're not all clumped into the same area. Oops, took my stick out by accident. Ugh. I gotta try to get it back down there. There we go. Normally I would not. I would keep these roots above the water, but a lot of them have grown into the water, so there's really not a need to completely keep them out of the water. Have to get a larger piece of Velcro.
Grounded but fearless. I'm rooted, wild and relentless. I'm rooted, ready to rise and glow.
And the last step is to add our water. And I'm going to take the water up to about right here, which is the bottom of this root zone. And this also has some nutrients in it, because again, the plant needs nutrients because it's not in soil. So I have Super Thrive. There we go. So a little higher than normal, but I wanted to make sure it got to the roots, which are already water roots. And so a good way for me to make sure that that is happening is to bring it down. Other than that, we are done. It's looking really, really good. It's made a great transition. So if you're still here, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this plant.
Relentless, I'm rooted, ready to rise and glow.